Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a new mod review video. This one is called the Cardinal Sins. It's about 7 deadly sins, but before we dive into that, I want to put out a quick message from this video as it is sponsored by Big Time. This is Big Time. Big Time is a multiplayer online action RPG for PC. It is completely free to play with zero pay-to-win aspects, fast-paced combat, and a fluid class system. The open world is beautiful and has procedurally generated instances just like Minecraft. In Big Time, players can craft and trade cosmetic items, and just like Counter-Strike, they can be bought and sold to other players. These cosmetics come in the forms of armor skins, weapon skins, emotes, footprints, titles, housing decorations, and more. You have a chance of looting any of these items by killing enemies and performing other in-game actions. Explore ancient mysteries and futuristic civilizations as you battle through history, collecting these digital cosmetic tokens and designing your personal metaverse. To hang out with your friends, play, skill, and strategy determine your success in the game. Take a look at this future roadmap for the game, and use my code in the description to get an early invite code to enjoy Big Time before its release. But be quick, as there's only 150 codes. Big thanks to our sponsor, and remember, you can get the game. There's 150 special invite codes. If you want to use the link, that would really help us out. And you'll probably see me doing a bit more with that in the future. Now then, let's talk about this mod. That's not. Right, so the Cardinal Sins mod. This is a mod based off the 7 deadly sins. It's fully custom, not the anime, but the sins themselves. And I'm going to show you everything that's in it. We have, with this, the better combat mod. Just adds a little bit of diversity with the weapon swinging and whatnot, but I'll show you that when we get into it. We've got all of these things. I'm going to show you all of the weaponry first and the book. So there is a book that comes with it, the encyclopedia. It tells you the backstory of all of the different sins, as well as where they can be found, and then a few of the extra mobs in this mod. So what we've got, we have a greatsword. We're talking a huge greatsword. As you can see, very cool. Same with the scythe. It has all of the better combat, different weaponry properties for different swings. So here we've got a short axe, we've got a curved dagger. If you want to get a good look at that, you can. A little fast. We've got just a generic sword. We have a spinal sword. If you get a look at this one, it's like got little edges, rigged edges. We got the dragon blade. This is giving Monster Hunter greatsword. If you know, you know. And then we got the stone greatsword right here. I am gonna clear my inventory because there are a few more. So we got the Holy Demonic Sword, which is pretty nice. There are way more, but I'm going to show you those as we get through the different sins. But yeah, this is a very, very nice sword. Let's go to the armors. We've got 2 sets. So I'm going to show you the robed set first. So it's this, and this. Well, there's a little update for you guys. The robed set gives you speed, but it doesn't seem to want to work. And same with this one. The armors don't seem to want to work. Don't know if that's a compatibility with better combat or if the mod is just broken. But if you are the creator of this mod, there's a little note for you. The armors don't seem to be working with the better combat, at least installed. Without, can't say. Now then, let's clear this and let's see some of these mobs. So we have 3 mobs. These are the non-sin mobs. So we've got the Cursed Knight. As you can see, they have the spinal blade. They are a skeleton with a really cool custom armor. I believe this is what the armor is supposed to look like. The armor we were putting on. It didn't seem to work, but it does work on the mob. We also have the Stone Warrior. This is a huge, with the Stone Greatsword, huge Stone Warrior. It has effects. If I go into survival mode for a quick second, you'll get a good look at them coming at me and trying to attack me. Oh, that was very cool. So those are the attack animations that we could be looking for. I think I can just do this to get rid of them. Nice. And then the last one we have is Lucifer, who has that demonic sword. This is very, very cool. At the end of the video, I'll go to all of their places where you could spawn them and show you what the actual fights are like. So stay tuned for that. And let's show you our first sin. So we have an order. So to defeat the sins in normal mode, playing this mod, there is an order you have to do it, which is sloth, gluttony, lust, greed, envy, wrath, pride, and the atrocity. I'll show you how to summon them when we go to their structures, but that's the order that you have to defeat them in. And first up, we have Linnaeus, Sin of Sloth, who has a big scythe. It's this scythe that you can get, as you can see, which is really, really cool. And when you right-click, you can use the power of Sloth, which gives you resistance 5. And it does a lot of damage. Again, I'll show you that boss fight very, very soon when we go to the structure. But next up, we have Bacchus, the Sin of Gluttony. So this one has its own extra mob, which is this special skeleton mob. And obviously you get the Great Axe of Gluttony, which pretty nice, if I may say so. And then when you shift click, you get Absorption. But this is Bacchus. This is a really cool design. I love the hidden face with the tongue. I like that it's floating. Very, very cool design for a sin. Next up then, we have the Sin of Lust. Again, this one has its own custom minion. So we've got here this sort of white zombie looking thing. And we get the Spear of Lust, which is really nice because we get the spear animation of attacks, which I think is really, really cool. And when we shift click, we get strength and regeneration. This is probably my favorite one so far. I really like the way that the spear animation goes. Very nice. So next up then, we've got Greed. So again, we've got a custom minion. We've got the Golden Minion of Greed. The Golden Cursed Minion of Greed. I like this a lot. The draining out of the eyes. That's very, very nice. And then you've got the Dagger of Greed, which is a little bit different than the one that they have. They have just a golden dagger. This one has some gems in it, and it's more of more like a sword. Damage isn't crazy, but those guys drop gold, so that's really cool. And then we got Ebenezer. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but this is the Sin of Greed. This is probably my least favorite design so far. I like that they have the sheath and the sword and whatnot, but I feel like it could have been a bit more golden. It looks, could have had a face, but the hood is there. It has a little bit of gold, but not as much as I'd wanted. Next up, then, we have the Sin of Envy, Odran. Now, they don't have a minion, but this one is really, really cool. I'm a big fan of this. I love the dual-wielding sickles. I kind of want to do that too, so I'm going to. Here we go. This is the dual-wielding of sickles. I think this is so sick. I think this design is really cool. Yeah, dual-wielding sickles is a really neat idea. More people should dual-wield sickles. And next up, we have the Sin of Wrath, Beowulf. Beowulf is a big dude. This I'm a big fan of. I love this great sword. It matches. He is huge. He has a really cool design. Again, we do this. Now, this actually, it applies Wither, this sword, which I actually didn't look at with the sickle. My apologies. Let's see. If we right-click with this, oh, blindness and luck and resistance 3. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, Wither with that sword. And then finally, we have, which does have a minion of its own, we have the Knight of Pride, which I love the way that the eyes look like they're under control. Then you've got the Halberd of Pride, which again, big fan of this. Big battle axe. I'm not sure about the stab animation that comes with better combat, but it's cool. It's really cool. They drop iron. This is really, really sick. And then you've got Leon, the Sin of Pride, which I think this is exactly kind of what you imagine the Sin of Pride to look like. Very, very cool. Really nice design. The cape is flowy. Everything is just really beautiful. It matches. But that's not everything. Because then you have an extra one, Drakara, the Eternal Mourner, which comes at the end of this. They didn't go with the unofficial 8th Sin of Pride, Despair, so maybe that's something in the future. But This is a dragon, Drakara, the Eternal Mourner. It's a dragon with a sword. I will show you more about this later on. When you kill it, something special happens. So, yeah, get a good look at this dragon with a sword. You remember, there's that game that's like coming out, it's like dinosaurs with swords? This is kind of like that. Right. Let me take you to the first spawn area. So, first up we have the Cursed Warrior, who spawns in one of the custom biomes, the Forgotten Forest. It's this orange-looking, like, mega tigerish biome, but the Cursed Warrior spawns in this little campsite in the Forgotten Forest. There are a few more that will spawn here, but I have coordinates to everything because I pre-prepared. So, next up we have the Stone Warrior, who spawns kind of in most biomes, but mostly in forests, in these, like, custom houses that are set up, and there's just a big stone warrior outside. And that can be in any forest biome. Then we get to the actual sins. So first up, we'll do them in order. So we've got Sloth. This is the first one you have to beat, and to summon it, once you get to here, so in the Forgotten Forest, you'll find this floating island in the sky, looking like this. This will be the Sin of Sloth one, and you'll need the Soul Weaver Orb, and you place it, and that should summon Linnaeus, the Sin of Sloth. And then when you defeat Linnaeus, the Sin of Sloth, you will get the Sloth Essence, the Sloth, weapon and stuff, and the Orb. And you'll take that to Gluttony. So Gluttony spawns in the Plains biome, in this big white, like, Colosseum. There was one right behind the Stone Warrior area I was at. But in the Plains biome, you'll find this. You'll go inside. You'll fight a bunch of his minions to get to the stairs. And as you go upstairs, then you will come here. And you will put the Sloth Orb on this to get the Gluttony one. And then when you do that, you will get Essence of Gluttony, Gluttony Soul Orb, and we will go to the Lust one. So Lust. Lust spawns in forests. This one's in the Forgotten Forest, but yeah, in forests. You can go through the door here, and it's a bit of a maze. So if I go to spectator mode, you gotta find your way up through the maze, which will take you to somewhere in one of these towers, probably. I don't actually know. Probably here. But there's a way up. It'll take you to a part where, here it is. So you go up here, you'll come up here, you'll come across to here, you'll come over here, you'll come down here, and you'll get to here. And not important though, you put the next one on here, and you will summon Lust. And you will beat Lust. And when you beat Lust, you will get the Lust Soul Orb. And then we'll go to Greed. So Greed spawns on this tower in the desert. It is floating usually, sometimes not always, but you can come up, you can defeat the golden Greed minions as you come around the tower. Then you get to here, you jump across, you put the orb in, and out comes Ebenezer, Sin of Greed. And then you defeat that guy. And you can get yourself to Envy. This will give you the Envy Soul Orb and Essence. And Envy spawns in this, like, tree-ish dome in forests. You come right in. No, you don't use the Envy Orb. That was me being silly. Use the Greed Orb to summon Envy. Sorry, guys. Me being silly. I'm just going to grab all of the orbs. So, that summons the Sin of Envy. You can beat the Sin of Envy. And then you can go to Wrath. This is another one that has a custom biome, which is really, really cool. So you come to this area here. This is called Wrathful Wasteland. You'll find a structure like that, but you'll also find that the water is like red, and it's like a black sand desert. Oh, we got a second one right here. But you'll come here. You'll come to here, and you'll fight your way through the different layers, get lots of ores and stuff, and then you'll parkour up to here. And when you get here, Envy's orb goes in, and Beowulf, the Sin of Wrath, will spawn. You'll defeat them, and then you'll go to Pride. Pride, this one was the one that took me forever to find, but it's in plains. It can be snowy plains, normal plains, it can be in taiga biomes and snowy taigas, it can be on beaches. But here is the area. You'll defeat these guys, break the spawners, you'll put Wrath's orb in, and out comes Leon's Sin of Pride. And then you'll defeat them. And from here, you get Pride's orb. Then you go back to the Forbidden Forest, or Forgotten Forest, my apologies. And you'll find one of these eyes. This is the only one I found so far, but you'll find one of these eyes in the sky. You'll make your way inside, but make sure you're on the top side. And then you'll put the Pride orb inside. And out comes Lucifer, the Demon King, Lucifer. So you'll beat him, and you'll get the Atrocity Essence Orb, which currently, I don't believe it does anything. But you'll also get the Sin Forged ring here, that anyone who wears it will feel a tremendous amount of life force. You get health boost 3 for 14 hours, which is crazy. But that is not it. There is one more, obviously, the dragon. Now, if you come down here, you will find the dragon. I'm gonna grab the Great Sword of Wrath, I guess. No, the Halberd of Pride. And we're gonna kill this dragon. So it's here. I'm gonna kill it as quickly as I can. / effect. Give me strength. 10, 10. This thing's tough. There we go. We killed it. And then it dropped a sword. And that's pretty cool. Now, I don't know if this is true, because it's not looking like it's in the mod. But it did say that this mob can drop an egg, and then if you leave it for 5 minutes, you'll hatch into one. I don't know if it's in the version of the mod yet, because obviously it's not in here. I don't see an egg, so maybe that's a feature to come. But yeah, that thing will drop an egg that you can then tame a version of it. But it's currently not in the mod, or at least this version, 1.20.1. But that is the Cardinal Sins mod. There's a lot of really cool stuff here. A lot of really cool enemies, a lot of really cool abilities, and I think it's really neat. So if you do too, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like, and don't forget you can check out Big Time in the link below. 150 codes to grab, so make sure to grab one if you wish. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace!